So today, I'm going to present about that historiographical study of Buddhist transmission of Bangladesh from it is a historiographical study that from prehistoric period to the modern time. So when I talk about Buddhism in Bangladesh, it's very interesting. Like the first question that I got from my Thai student or Thai friends that is Sasna put me by. That means that is there any Buddhist in Bangladesh? So it's very of course that they have a different impression, and yeah. So I said yes, we still have a Buddhism and Buddhist community. So today I'm going to talk about it. So first, it is my outline. Then I'm going to speak about that overview of the historiographical study of how the Buddhist transmission is initiated, and Buddhism in the medieval period and the colonial time, in the modern time, and to talk about that Buddhist missionary from Bangladesh side, and challenge of Buddhist people in Bangladesh, and of course going to concluding part. And initially I try to give the one overview that I like to divide, categorize that Buddhism in Bangladesh into 4 stages. So the beginning stage, the earlier stage, it was initiated from 2,600 years ago. So how Buddhism start from that time to until Ashoka's time or late Ashoka's period. You can say that the first century, so that means that 2,600 to the 1,900 years ago. This is the first stage. And second stage that I divided at that time, that medieval period. So in that time, Buddhism was flourished under the Pala and Gupta dynasty. And the third stage is from the 12th century to until the modern time, the mid 18th century, and the modern time I categorized from 18th century, mid 18th century. So in the beginning, that how Buddhism initiate in Bangladesh. So according to this, when you look trace back the Pali and Sanskrit manuscript, we came to know that there were the 16 states that where the Buddha was occupied in the time when he was during his lifetime. So we did not. At the time, we don't see that exact any evidence from manuscript. From the scriptural sense that whether the Buddha came or not, but it was there. Like we came that among the 16 states, that one state that we can see is called Banga. So it is a part of the Magadha kingdom. That's North India. So and the present day Bihar is also part of the Magadha state. So we can see that Banga is during that time it was known as this land of the region of Bangladesh is a Banga. So later on the name transmit like a Banga to Bangala, Bengal, and present day is known as Bangladesh. And it also have a different name in the past. Actually, sometimes it also known as a Samathat, or sometimes it's also known as another name is Pundrabadan. So from the scriptural sense, mostly from Pali and Sanskrit literature, that we just know the name, like in the region of Bengal. And yeah, then another thing also, that interesting thing, that we also came to know about a few disciples and students from Buddha who originated, who came from Bengal side, mostly in Bangladesh. So if you look at back Theraghata or Sayutta Nikaya, and another one from Anguttara Nikaya, we came to know about 2 monks. One's called Bangisa Thera, and another is Upasana Thera. So Bangisa Thera, he was very well known for his poetic way of speaking. So he also known as one of the 80 prominent disciple of the Buddha. So the Bangisa, the guy, since he came from Banga, he was known as Bangisa. So this, you can see that some linguistic, some connection there. So he is very prominent, and he was talking about the land, how it was in his poetic verse. We can get it information from Theravada. So in this case, that we can see that of course that the light of Buddha's teaching was there. If not there, so how the people like Bangisa Thera or Upasana Thera, they know about the Buddha or Buddhist teachings? Well, so but when you go back, the Chinese resources, mostly from Master Zhuangzhang, or who is also known as for Indian people, Huan Shang. So he has some travelogue, and he told, according to his travelogue and his travel record, that Buddha was physically, he visited Bengal side, according to his travel notes that we came to know, and he spent a few months over there. So when Huan Shang, he make a trip. Actually, the picture is not clear. Actually, this one I collected from one of the exhibition of a Singapore National Museum. So this is the place that he was visited, and of course it's Bangladesh. So you also can see that Huan Shang Zhuangzhang occupy in that area. And it is another map. It was made by Venerable Ananda Jyoti. He see that the footsteps of Master Zhuangzhang, where he went and where he occupied, and he saw that a lot of Buddhist monastery and Buddhist tradition during the time in Bangladesh. At the time it was not known as Bangladesh, but it was known as Punjabodon, and different name. But I just for your quick understanding, like say the present-day Bangladesh territory, he was occupied. And another interesting information that we came to know, is from the one Kashmiri literature. His name is Shamendra, that poet. He wrote a book. His name Bodhisattva Dhana Kalpalata. So in this book, actually, it was written in the 11th century. It's very interesting, actually. In that book, it was clearly mentioned that Buddha visited Punjabadana. Punjabadana is Punjanagar. That means the present Bangladesh. And he spent that 6 months over there. And it was interesting that one of the Buddha's disciple is named Anata Pindika, who supported Buddha in his lifetime. His daughter married a guy who was a prince of Bengal. So Buddha attended that marriage, that wedding ceremony. So this information was recorded in 11th century. It's according to Kashmiri Sanskrit poet Shamendra. And so you see that Punjabodhan. So that time it was known as Punjabodhan. It was mostly that mostly the eastern side and also that western side. It was the entire region was known as Punjabodhan. That means the present-day Bangladesh. Well, so was the Buddha really physically came or not? It is a big debate, actually. But local people from Bangladesh, they have a strongly belief. Local Buddhist community. So they have some Buddhist mythology that he came, and when he was invited to visit Arakan. So he spent a few days time in southern part of Bangladesh, which is known as Chittagong, present-day Chittagong. So one of the places is named Chakrashala. You see that the older version, this is 100 years ago. This picture was depicted by one monk, and this is a present day. This contemporary time. So it was according to the local legend, it is believed that the Buddha spent a few days time in this place while he was going to visiting Arakan in the present-day Myanmar. So actually, recently I got one publication about it. It's from you can have a look at this chapter from Historical Legend of the Buddha in the region of Bangabhumi. It is published in the Oxford Handbook of Lived Buddhism. So you can have a look at this one as well. And another mythology also is said that while Buddha was going back, traveling to Arakan, so he also spent another place. It's called that Rangkot Monastrum Bihar of Ramu. It is mostly very close to Cox's Bazar, that's the Bay of Bengal, the Ocean Bay of Bengal. So he spent a few days of time. So it has some evidence actually, some archaeological, some evidence according to the some archaeologists and the scholars as well. So it says that. And also another information that we can get it from Burmese text is called that Dhaya Wadi Vujja Yang. So it is 100 years ago. This text was discovered by Jagat Chandra Mahastavi. That's one of the monk. And through getting this information, he went through that place and he excavated. Actually, he excavated that Buddha was. He came while he was going to Arakan, he visited that place. So actually I translated is from his his diary from Venerable Jagat Chandra Mahastavi. He lived in mostly nearly 100 years ago in Bangladesh. And he's the one, actually the picture is not clear, but this is only one picture that we have, So he's the one who discovered the Ramu Monastrum Bihar and did monastery, also another legend, another legend that it was established by Emperor Ashoka in the 3rd century BCE. It was established by this. So in the time of Ashoka, so Bengal also, in present-day Bangladesh, also part of his region in Pataliputra. So local people from Chattogram and Chittagong, they strongly believe that this is the place that Buddha came here, and also believe that in the head of this Buddha, Buddha's relics are established. But of course, in the Ashoka's time, there was no Buddha statue. So it was another different dialogue that we can make it in different way. But according to the monks and also local people, they say that, okay, inside this hat that Buddha's relic was stored. And when the excavation came, that time we can the Venerable Jagat Chandra Mahastavi, he found that some artifact. So most of these are very close to that. Some artifact like Gandhara art, some are Pala dynasty. So it was actually. We're not sure exactly that whether he came or not. But according to some Arkanist text and the local mythology, that yes, that Buddha visited multiple times in the region of Bangladesh. So by this way, that Buddhist people from this place, they got a Buddhist transmission. So then I can say that my second stage, that medieval period, I divided from the 2nd century to the 12th century. So in this time, when you go back, that record from traveler, from another Chinese traveler is named Fahian or Fashian. So Fahian he visited before Zhuangzhang in this region. He traveled all over the India and of course the present-day Bangladesh as well. So he recorded that in this time, in the 4th century, the region of Bengal was known as Tamrolipi, Tamrolipta or Tamrolipi. So it is also the southern and northern part of Bangladesh as well. It is. So he said that he described that there was a few standing Buddha in some places, and he saw the Bodhisattva Manjushri in the eastern part of Bangladesh. Fahian also noted that Mahayana Buddhism was strongly practiced in that time. So the time Fahian visited, it was the Gupta period. So Gupta period, Gupta dynasty, that was a strong, very powerful dynasty. It ruled the country, the whole region for nearly 400 years. So some evidence that from some artifact that you can still find, it was preserved in the Rajshahi Bollinger Research Museum. So this statue was built during the Gupta period. So it was also revealed that yes, that the tradition was flourished during that time. And then we can see that another very great support by Gupta dynasty was Nalanda Mahavihara in northern India. So as we all know that it is one of the oldest educational institution for the humankind. So this Bihara was strongly supported by Gupta kings. And during the time that the Mahayana and Vajrayana tradition was strongly flourished, not only India but also the Indian region of Bangladesh. And after Gupta, so there's another dynasty came. It's called Kharga dynasty in Bengal. So they did not rule for a long time, but nearly 100 years. Approximately 100 years they ruled. So during that time, another Chinese traveler, his name Yi Jing. He traveled in this region, in India and also the Bengal side. So according to his traveler, we came to know that he mentioned that there were approximately 400 monasteries where the bhikkhu and bhikkhuni lived in the region of Bangladesh. And professor, there's another scholar that he was passed away recently. In his one of the book, very groundbreaking book in this field, contemporary Buddhism in Bangladesh. In his book, he mentioned that discoveries of artifact of Avalokiteshvara from Belasha and Bodhisattva Vajrapani from Shupur and Dhyani Buddha from Bhagerpur are linked to the Kharga dynasty. Actually, in this time, it is strong. It is still the same, like Mahayana and Vajrayana, mostly Vajrayana tradition was strongly practiced in the territory of Bangladesh during the Kharga dynasty. So after Kharga dynasty, there's another dynasty. It's it was very well-known dynasty. It's called Pala dynasty. So they ruled the country for 400 years. So during the Pala dynasty, Buddhism was tremendously flourished. So Pala dynasty was founded by Gopala, and it was. Most of the rulers from Pala dynasty, they are Buddhist. They strongly support Buddhist tradition throughout this territory. And during the Pala dynasty, that one of the very, very great thing, like a Shalban Mahabihar, that you all know, many of you know that this one was established. It was made by Shumpur Mahabihar. It was founded by Pala King Dharmapala, and you can see that artifact there in this temple. You can see the just ruin at the moment. The same as like a Nalanda Bihar, but still can see like some interesting things. Sometimes it can discover. And during the Pala dynasty, that Buddhist statue, some statue that it's very interesting that you can see the bronze statue. It was. Of course, it revealed that Buddhism was strongly, spread at the time. This one is from actually Singapore National Museum. So it's quite interesting, actually. That's even the bronze statue was, available during that time. And another one, and the basalt statue, we can say that the one from this is from Asia Art Museum of San Francisco that I saw. And this is also from Singapore National Museum. This is all artifact that you can see that that was built in the time from the 8th century to the 12th century. And another great thing from Pala dynasty during the time, a lot of great Buddhist scholar came out. So very well-known scholar Shantideva and Shantarakshita and Natisha Dipankara. So Shantideva is well-known for his text Buddhicharya Avatara, a guide to the practice of Bodhisattva way of life, and Siksa Samuccaya. And his work is was very popular from Nalanda when he was in Nalanda University, and still now this Buddhicharya Avatara is well practiced by Mahayana and Tibetan followers. And Siksa Samuccaya, Santarakshita, who was one of the chancellor from Nalanda Mahabihara, he also came from Bangladesh side. So he is also author of the Madhyama Kalankara and Tata Sangraha. And another great scholar we came to know, Atisha Dipankara. He also he lived in the 11th century. He was born in Dhaka, present-day Dhaka. This is the capital of Bangladesh. So he was known as his book Buddhipata Pradadipa. Actually, Buddhipata Pradadipa is one of the great texts. It was a founded book for Tibetan Lamrim tradition. Lamrim is one of the root text for Gelugpa tradition. So still, His Holiness Dalai Lama says so many times he is teaching Lamrim Chenmo, that text. So it was written by Atisha Dipankara Sigan. Actually, he also another pioneer figure who went to Tibet to foster Buddhism in the land of Himalaya. So we can see that Atisha's birthplace actually present there, that they identified the place that they believe that this place that it was his father's house. So now we build up one monastery there and one portrait of Atisha. It is from New York, Metropolitan Museum of Art. So this one, it is very oldest one, Thongka. Tibetan Thongka, yes, oldest Thongka for Atisha. And Atisha's teaching, and the people still respect Atisha. Even you can see that some place in Bangladesh, the mural of Atisha. So this one is from one mural of Atisha is with Atisha's teaching in Bengali language. I pick up from Chittagong, right? Chittagong, yes. And Atisha's, that Atisha went to Tibet and he passed away there. So his ashes was preserved by Chinese government at the moment. So they shared some ashes to Bangladesh government in 1978. So when it was hand over by Chinese Venerable Vishuddhananda Mahathera, one of the Supreme Patriarch of Bangladesh. He received his ashes, and it was now preserved in the Dhaka Dharmarajika Buddhist Monastery in Dhaka, central, the capital of Bangladesh. So, and another great contribution from Pala dynasty, it was Bikramshila Mahabihar. Bikramshila is actually currently located in Bihar state. Yeah. So, but yes, it was a great educational learning center. And Atisha formerly he worked as an abbot, or present day we can say president or vice chancellor, whatever. So in that Bikramshila Mahabihar. Now you can see just ruins at the moment. And during the time of Pala dynasty, another important, it is very, 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 very interesting that the literature, how it was flourished. So there's another literature is known as Chodjapot in Bengali, or Charyapada, Chodjapot. So this text was discovered by Haro Prasad Shastri in 1907. It was found from, actually, when he was exploring the library, the royal library of Nepalese king's personal library. So he found this text. So Charyapada was written from it is said that 10th century to the 14th century. It's a palm leaf manuscript. It's a very interesting, and there's it is full of 28 prominent scholars' work and 47 verses. So which is known as Pada, verses, prose, Pada. So Charyapada was written during the time, from 10th century to, from the 8th to the 12th century. So in this text, in this palm leaf text, you can see most of the teaching, which is is very close to the Bodhisattva path, Mahayana path. You can see that. And third stage that I can tell this is that start from 12th century to 18th century. So I like to, in my research, I like to mention as a colonial time. So in the 12th century, that when the Afghan colonized Afghan invader Ikhtiar Muhammad Bokti Ekolji was invaded Bangladesh, so Bengal and India. So the tradition was going to start from decline. It was known as the Dark Age at the time. So then you say that after even it was a dark age, another dynasty actually support Buddhism for a while. It's called Deva dynasty. They did not sustain for a long time. So they did, one of the monasteries according to the Bengal chronology, Shalban Bihara, which is located Kumilla in Bangladesh. It was supported by them by the king of Deva dynasty. And you can see that artifact from which was built in the Deva dynasty. And then it is interesting that we don't have much information that what happened during that time, but we see that some monks' contribution. One is known as Chandra Jyoti Mahatero or Chandra Jyoti Mahastovi. He's also known as. So according to the when you go in my field trip, that I found that Chandrajyoti Mahastovi, he was born in 15th century in Chattogram, and he went to Myanmar during that time, and he brought a few Buddhist statue. So the proof and the Buddhist statue is still now we can see. One is located in the Chattogram, in the city, and there is the southern part of Chattogram, and he also brought 32 marks, which is known as Chakrashan, 32 marks sign. So it is in the Chakrashala, in that place. It is, people believe it. And another monks we came to know, his name is Kangrala Mahastovi. It's actually Arkanist name. He lived in the 16th century. 16th century, so he practiced that meditation in this place, which is known as Shuklal Shubhadar, Unanpura Shuklal Shubhadar motto. So this is the cremation place that where people still worship to the ashes of the Kangrala Mahastovi, who lived in the 16th century. And yes, we don't have much information about it, but that time another tradition was known as Luri or Rauli tradition. Yesterday, actually, my colleague, she shared about this Luri tradition. So modern Buddhism, I would say that it initiated from mid 18th century. So mid 18th century, that it's a Theravada Buddhism. It initiated. So we can say, even Bangladesh, we don't have at the moment no Mahayana, no Vajrayana, all are Theravada, but we have a very little, we can say it is a reforming Theravada Buddhism. So it was very interesting that how the Theravada Buddhism initiated in mid 18th century. So it was bound by, actually the contribution came from Acharya Punnacha Dharmadari Chandramohan Mahastovi, this monk. So actually, according to Theravada tradition, a monk became an ordained as a monk, Upasampada, at the age of 20, even in Thailand, right? At the age of 20. But this monk, he ordained at the age of 17. So when he went to study Tipitaka in Myanmar and other places, he found that, okay, my ordination is a mistake. So then he came back to his homeland. He said that, okay, I need to ordain again. So that time that some monks agree, some monks did not agree. So he invited that his another senior monk is called Sharamada Mahastovi. So both of them start to reforming the Sangha, and they start the monks who agree that they transform into Theravada traditions. So it starts from 1856. Actually, it's very, you can see it is very new tradition at the moment that we are following. So even this Theravada tradition, they are in like Thailand, like we have a two Nikaya. Thailand have a Maha Nikaya and Dhammayutta Nikaya, right? So we have a two Nikaya, it's called Sangaraja Nikaya, and another is called Mahastovi Nikaya. So even both Nikaya, they follow the same tradition, like Theravada tradition, but they like to keep themselves two separate groups. So these are the leaders of the Supreme Patriarch. They're called Sangaraj, 13th Supreme Patriarch from Sangaraj Nikaya, and from Sanganayika Nikaya, another Nikaya, they have still 29th Supreme Patriarch. So we don't have earlier pictures, but we have from 16 to the 29 Supreme Patriarch from Sanganayika Nikaya. And Buddhism in current Bangladesh, so we have a very little bit. So according to the national statistics report from population and housing census, we came to know 0.6%. So Buddhist, approximately, if comparing with all, looking back, all the people, approximately 2 million people are 2 million people that follow Buddhism in Bangladesh. So most of them came from traditional Buddhist background. And so these Buddhists they have many different groups, like it's called Chakma, Marma, Barua, Singha, Chowdhury. So they have a different surname you can see. But they follow the Buddhist tradition. And most of people, they live in Chittagong, southern part, and some live in Dhaka, and some group of people live in the Chittagong hill tract. So mostly the Chakma, Marma people, Rakhine people, yes, they live in the Chittagong hill tracts area. And Buddhist festival and rituals, so they have follow the same Theravada tradition, like Thailand, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Laos, Cambodia, and they have a very unique way. So we have a Buddha Puja. Thailand don't have Buddha Puja in that way. So they offer the flowers and the fruits. They cut the fruit, they cut the fruits in a very, very innovative way, very nice way. They have a Buddha Puja and Shivali Puja. You can see that people used to, they strongly believe on that. And we also do the same with the Sangadhana ceremony, and devotees offer to the monks. Actually, Bangladesh do the Sangadhana. The tradition is a bit different than Thai tradition. They like to invite all the villages when they offer the Sangha to the monks. So most of the time, 100 and 200 people are, it's very normal in one Sangadhana ceremony. And then we have a Katina ceremony that's in Thailand, but in different way. But this Katina ceremony, some monasteries, they make the Chibon within one day, 24 hours. They start from the very beginning, root level to, it's like just like we can see from the Pali text. Vishaka offered the Buddha, the Chibon that he made it 24 hours. So this Chibon also make the, everything from the needle, from a teeth to until this rope. So within 24 hours, this Chibon is made it. So this is the king of the Chakma circle. He offered the ropes to one of the very senior monk. He passed away. His name is Sadhananda Mahastobir Manavante. And then we have a Skyline Festival. So maybe in Chiang Mai you have in Thailand. So we also have this Skyline Festival during the time of Prabhadana. So it's very amazing festival. But of course, sometimes it's just the government doesn't allow to do that because it's sometimes obstacle for the air and the plane for the sometimes. But we still do that during the time of Prabhadana. And Bangladeshi monks do also a lot of contribution since Theravada Buddhism initiated from mid-18th century. So some monks and lay people, they are doing some missionary activities. For example, like Kipashan Mahastobir, Vishuddhana Mahastobir, and Nanibala Barua Dipama or Anagarika Dharma Muninjoji. Actually, these two are very famous in the West, actually, more than Bangladesh. These two. They propagate Theravada Buddhism and meditation in the US. So these two they established a lot of schools. And also that old folks house and medical institution in Bangladesh. These two, Kripashan Mahastobir and Vishuddhana Mahastobir. I like to mention a little bit about Kripashan Mahastobir. He is the founder of the Dhammankur Mahavihar. They have a branch in India as well, in Kolkata, Shillong, in India, and Assam also have, even Lucknow too. So he established this place, his work in the very beginning of the 19th century. Yes, it just every 5 minutes. Yeah. Then another thing also, I have a contribution. I have published one paper that you can have a look at about the bio and of the life and work of Kripashan Mahastobir. I give this link. And this monk, this Dipama, she is a Buddhist meditation practitioner. He was born in Bangladesh, and he made a center in Kolkata, and he's very well known in the West, and he brought the Vipassana meditation. He introduced to some Western practitioners who, at the moment you know that Jack Cornfield here, Sharon Salzberg. So these are the Dipama students. So in the United States of America, you can see that IMS, Inside Meditation Society, or Spirit Rock Center, these are actually Dipama's lineage. And she was a very, very extraordinary teacher, and who focused on vipassana meditation and the metta bhavana, meditation of loving kindness and compassion. And in the West also that Bangladeshi Buddhist missionary monasteries are growing, mostly in the US and Canada. I got up last time in my field trip that I met a few monks who is working as a who is propagating Theravada Buddhism in the US. So it is in the East Coast, in the New York, and also another Sangadana ceremony in New York City. And it is another monastery. It's called the Sharananda Monastery International Meditation Center in Brooklyn. And there's also another in New York. Yes. And also that the last part, that is a challenge, that the movement. So Bangladeshi Buddhism, of course, is a very small group of population, but they have a lot of challenge actually. Sometimes extremist group are uprising. So that time is sometime they got attacked. Some monasteries are burned. Some Buddhist people's houses are burned, or some Buddhist people are attacked by extremist group. So in 2012, there's a massive attack, like more than 30 monastery attacked within a night, and it burned it completely. And 200 Buddhist people's house as well. So they have so many challenge at the moment actually. And you see that this after the extremist group, it's very interesting. Like the people believe that in Myanmar there was some problem about between the Rohingya community and local Myanmar people. So they like to take a revenge within the Buddhist community in Bangladesh. So there's something going on there. So it is the one very famous monastery in the south. It was completely burned in the 2012, and a lot of Buddhist manuscripts also burned during that time. This temple had more than thousands palm leaf manuscript. All has gone. We don't have any copy. And yeah, when the temple was attacked. So this is some image of this. And this senior monk, he passed away as well. So he has a very, very sad statement during that time. So he said that, I just want to looking for that, how can this remaining Buddhist could be survived? So mostly people are, mostly I lost everything after his monastery was burned by extremist group. So these are a lot of challenge. But Bangladeshi Buddhists, you can say that, my last but not the least, one of the oldest Buddhist tradition was an ethnic group, you can see. So they still fight for surviving. But yes, even a lot of political turmoils and political crisis they have been experiencing, but they still try their best to protect their traditions. So thank you very much. And
thank you very much.